welcome back to Midday with the Raj on 103.5 WCCH, the best in variety with DJ Gingey and Professor Pat. I know it took me a minute to, get into that, but before I get into the whole sports, I will be having a special caller coming on in a matter of moments. I will not mention who it is right now, but before we get into that and the script, DJ Gingey, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself before we get a caller?
All right, so for those of you who don't know who I am, Al just gave a pretty good introduction. My name is DJ Gingey. I have my shows here every Friday afternoon from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. and I do a mix. So like for instance, for music, 1 week I'll go local, and the other week I'll do mainstream. Just to give any local artists some exposure if they really need it. Follow me. I got Facebook and Instagram. If you're a local artist that wants to get in touch with what I do, you can just follow me at DJ Gingey on both Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, so it's nice to be in here with you, Raj. How are you doing today?
Not bad. I'm just a little groggy. I'll get to the script in about a few minutes, but
you don't sound that groggy.
Well, not I don't mean actually groggy, boss. What I mean is that, I got some news that I'm saving for last. Like I said, I'm saving the NBA for last.
All
but
right.
I got some news that kind of got me a little annoyed. So, I'm not really so pleased right now, NBA-wise with my team because, like I said, I'm not going to spoil it right now. We're going to save that for, when I talk about that at the end.
If you need a hug, I'll give it to you.
I don't think I need a hug, boss. I think I'll be A-okay, but
right.
I appreciate the offer.
I mean, I'm an affectionate dude, but
oh, I know.
All right, you do you.
That is true. So I'm gonna have the caller calling in about 5-10 minutes. So if you want to start off with a little bit of NHL playoffs, we can do just that. We got the Hurricanes and the Capitals currently right now. They are in the Hurricanes. I believe the Hurricanes just won game one last night, I believe. That's why I'm checking it out on my app right now. That's sort of Tuesday night. The Hurricanes won 2-1 against the Capitals last night. They were up 1-0. The Oilers beat the Golden Knights 4-2 last night. Tonight we got the Panthers, the Maple Leafs up 1-0 on the Panthers, and the Stars playing the Jets.
All right.
Tonight
Say less.
For the NHL, and then those are the last. I'm guessing final 8 teams left in the playoffs.
I believe so, because we got the Leaves, we got the Maple Leafs, Panthers, Stars, the Jets. And let's see, we got the Hurricanes, Capitals, Oilers, and the Golden Knights.
Yeah, so that'd be the final 8, correct?
Yep. We're gonna have to see if the Florida Panthers will be able to stay as Stanley Cup champions. Maybe go back to back. See if that's the case.
No, that sounds good to me. For sure. Honestly, I think that these series are going to be interesting. I don't really pay attention to the NHL.
Yeah, me either. I'm more of an AHL guy, which is like the minors.
Yeah,
for those of you who aren't aware.
That's the minor leagues, for hockey, and I'm pretty sure for hockey at least, yes.
Yeah.
But no, I think I'm about to have a caller.
All right.
In a second. So I'm gonna get it up, and I'm gonna tell him you can call in now. Go for it.
All right. Let's see it.
All right. Well, here goes nothing. Should be calling in right now.
Just to let you guys know, you're tuned into Midday with the Raj on 103.5 WCCH, the best in variety.
And here comes the caller.
All right.
Hello, you are live with 103.5 WCCH, the best in variety, with DJ Gingey and Big Al. What is your name, sir? Hello?
Signal here is kind of trashy as well.
Can you hear me? I think you missed it. Wait, hold on. We're calling back.
Having some technical difficulties.
Should be ringing. You are live with 103.5 WCCH, the best in variety, with DJ Gingey and Big Al. Welcome to the show. What is your name, sir?
Hello, Big Al. This is Chris Collins on my lunch break here in Westfield.
This is
Nice.
Chris Rogers, and also AKA my father.
It's nice to meet you.
So it is nice to meet you. DJ Gingey is right here as well, and thank you for taking the call.
Well, no, thanks for the invite. I appreciate getting a chance to be on the show for a couple minutes tonight.
Oh, absolutely. So let's dig right into it. We're gonna get right into some NBA picks for the playoffs, and we're gonna tell you the series as of right now. We got the Knicks up 1-0 on the Celtics. What is your pick on that, Mr. Rogers?
Well, Big Al, like I told you, I think the Celtics are the better team, but I think the Knicks are going to pull off the upset. I like the Knicks in 7.
All right, so he's got Knicks in 7 for the Celtics and Knicks. For the Nuggets and Thunder, the Nuggets are up 1-0 on the Thunder. Who do you got winning that series?
Oh, I like I don't follow the NBA all that much, but I do think the Nuggets are gonna win that series in 6 games.
So you got Nuggets in 6 over the Thunder. And on the other side of things, we have the Pacers up 2-0 playing Friday night against the Cavaliers. I'm kind of surprised because the Cleveland Cavaliers are the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they're down 2-0. But to be fair, Mr. Rogers, all the teams right now, the top teams, are down 1 or 2-0. Because it's amazing how the game works. You never know what could happen, and especially in a 7-game series in the playoffs.
Yeah, what an upset that was. Totally.
And Eric says, so far, big upset, and as of the last game, the Celtics shot 63s, like I told you the other day. So it'll be interesting to see how Game 2 goes tonight. But back on topic, we got the Pacers taking on the Cavaliers. The Indiana Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton are on clearly on a good run, up 2-0. Do you think they take the series, or does the number 1 seed Cavaliers bounce back and win the next few games and make it interesting?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's hard to pick. It's hard to ask to pick series. After games have been played, right? But usually if you get up in a 7-game series by 2, you're usually in pretty good shape. Although we've seen a lot of weird and crazy things happen in postseason series before, regardless of the sport, whether it's been basketball or hockey or baseball, for sure. So being up 2 doesn't necessarily mean, you're going to win the series, but it's a really good place to be. Again, think about, Indiana's got to win 2 more ball games out of the next, out of the next 5. So you got to kind of like their chances there.
So you're saying Indiana? Do you think Indiana? What do you think, Indiana in 6?
Well, like I said, it probably looks like it's going 7. A lot of these series will end up going 7 because that's just the nature of the sport. I think sometimes. And again,
Yep.
I like I think the Indiana's a little bit of an underdog.
Great underdog. Yeah.
Yeah, so whether or not they win, it'd just be nice to root for them to see if they can get past the number 1 seed. That's all.
Yeah, and like I said before, and I think Eric can concur with this too. A lot of the teams right now that are the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed around there, they're all down 1 or 2-0, which is crazy. Because like I said before, you never know who can beat who. And in a 7-game playoff series, that's where the exciting part comes in. So.
Oh yeah, that's why they play the games, right? Games aren't played on paper; they're played on courts and fields and with real human beings, and who knows what can happen, right? And so it's that's the beauty of sport.
So the last series we got, also, if you're listening, guys, listen to 103.5, the best in variety. Chris Rogers, my father, is on the phone as of right now with DJ Gingey alongside, and we just had Patrick LaBelle in the studio as well. But continuing on with the series, we got Golden State up 1-0. And you know what, guys? I'll break it right now. I'm feeling a little interesting. Steph Curry has a 1-grade left hamstring and is expected to miss 1 week. Now, out of a Golden State way, shape or form there, that doesn't really help. But on top of that, I still think Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, and Draymond Green got to hold their own. But, Mr. Rogers, what's your take? Obviously, I just told you Steph's going to be out for at least a week, according to a reporter from ESPN. So, what do you think? Do you think Golden State ends up taking it? As of right now, they're up 1-0, and game 2 is Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously it hurts, when you lose your number one guy, when you lose your star player. And obviously, everybody else has got to kind of pick up the slack. You can't replace Steph Curry, but you've got to try to, share the wealth a little bit, and hopefully, Golden State can get contributions from several different players to help make up for that loss for sure. I mean, obviously, Golden State's your team, so I'm not going to pick against them. So yeah, I'd love to see Golden State win that series for your sake, more than and of course for the teams.
So do you think? Who do you think it's going to be? It's going to be Golden State in 7, or I predicted Golden State in 7. What do you got?
Yeah, I think I had said that to you yesterday, right? Golden State in 7.
Just don't cry if it doesn't happen, Al.
Eric, if you heard Eric, yeah, he just said don't cry if it doesn't happen. Right, so I think earlier he said he was trying to give me a hug after he heard that. After I found out that Curry was hurt, and I was like, I appreciate it, man. But
you need a hug or a can of soup, Al? What do you need?
I don't know, man. But we're just gonna hold our own. But for the last couple minutes that we have you, and we also appreciate your time taking time out of your workday to come talk with us.
No, well, I got a couple of minutes, for lunch. We got taking a little lunch break, so I'm happy to call in.
Oh, 100%. So before we let you go, you want a little take on the Yankees? Currently, right now, they're 20-16 and a 2.5-game lead, 3-game on the loss column on the Red Sox in the AL East. But what's your take on that entire division? Honestly, right now, a lot of people are thinking that might be the worst division in baseball, and I know that's kind of hard to say when it's only a month into the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's early May. And there's baseball, like any other of these sports, is a long season. Baseball's playing 162 games, right, over that 6-month stretch, and there's a lot of injuries that take place, right, with athletes in sport right now. The American League East on paper is probably a better division than all of the teams' records thus far. The Blue Jays don't seem to be hitting or clicking on living up to their expectations. The Orioles, they're not living up to their expectations right now. I think everybody fussing going into the season could be a potential wild card or playoff team, and that's still a possibility. And like I said to you all along, the Yankees are the best team in the division, but they're a little beat up right now too. They've got some injuries. They're fighting through some things, but somehow they're still in first place. Like you said, 3-game lead in the loss column, 2.5 overall, and Aaron Judge is being Aaron Judge, and Max Fried is pitching pretty well for the Yankees, and they're getting contributions from several different players in their lineup. And they're, like I said, if they get the back end of their bullpen shored up a little bit, and they get some of these other guys back from injury, especially guys in the bullpen and guys in the starting rotation, the Yankees will be just fine. They'll be in the postseason come October.
DJ Gingey, what do you think on that? I know we're gonna save the MLB for a little later, but I know you're a big Red Sox guy, and we're gonna say that later. But we can talk after we got the phone about that. But the Red Sox side of things, I know they're 2.5 back, 3 in the loss column wise. But how do you think they're gonna favor in the next few series that they have? And I know we'll continue with that during the script.
So I'm gonna be honest here. I didn't really, I didn't watch the game, but I kept in track with what was going on, how many runs were scored, and yesterday just didn't seem like it was in Boston's favor. But hopefully in the next few games in the series they can turn it around in their favor. Because it seems like they got a good thing going for them this season, pitching wise, and hitting as well.
What do you got on that?
Well, it's like I said before, it's the first week of May, and everybody's still trying, especially some of these teams. They're still trying to find their groove a little bit. We talked about the Atlanta Braves last night, right? How they were such a tough start, but they've been on a nice little run, in the National League East.
Yeah, they were 5-14, and now they're like a game under.
Yeah, and so again, it's such a long season, and there's again, health plays a factor in it.
Oh, absolutely.
The development of players, whether they're younger or veteran. As the season wears on, different things happen, and that's again. I know I sound like a broken record repeating myself, but that's the beauty of sport, right? It's you can't win a division, in April usually, so and in early May. So it takes time. Like I said, a lot of it's based on injury and either overperformance or underperformance. But a lot of times we'll like they say, regress to the mean, and over 162 games, the teams that make the playoffs will deserve to be there. So, like I said, I think both the Yankees and the Red Sox will be fine over the long term. Especially the Yankees getting some of their guys back from injury will make a big difference in terms of lengthening the lineup, in terms of reinforcing the bullpen, and of course, right now doing what they can in their starting rotation. So, I think they'll be okay long term.
I think rotation-wise, the Yankees are a little banged up, but I mean, I think the biggest loss of the season, hands down, would have to be losing Garrett Cole to start the season. Was a very rough scenario for the Yankees, losing their $40 million ace. Was supposed to be a 1-2 combo, which now will be in the middle of the season next year with Max Fried. So I think that made things a little bit harder for the Yankees' standpoint. But other than that, thank you for taking the call, Mr. Rogers. We appreciate your time, and we will get back to the show. But the show will be out. We're going to try to get this out on YouTube. If not, it'll be on a Google Drive so we can all listen to it. But thank you for taking your time, and have a good rest of your day.
If he does, make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe as well.
I just want to say thank you for inviting me on. I'm glad I could spend a couple of minutes during my break. And you guys have a great rest of your show, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Yep. All right, thank you.
Enjoy your lunch.
Thanks, bud. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
So that was Chris Rogers, my father, on the show on 103.5 WCCH, the best in variety. So I'm back here with Eric, and we're going to dive into the script. We did cover the NHL, so now we're going to handle the NBA. No, the NBA will be last. We're going to handle the MLB. I know we just talked a little bit about it for a few minutes. But...
Quick question. With the Yankees struggling, you sure you're not going to need a hug or a can of soup for that as well?
I'm sure, big dog, I promise you that I will not need a hug or a can of soup, but I appreciate the offer.
I am doing this because I just love how you react to it.
My reactions are key, so I'm pretty sure that brings an obvious way for you to motivate you to continue to do it.
Yeah.
So, I could already tell by your reactions, brother. So back to the script. I know Eric told us a lot about what he does. He's a PA announcer for a baseball team as well. Julio Kai, and he does football as well, indeed.
Which is also Julio Kai.
And great experiences for Eric. He's a great guy, great coworker, and a great colleague here at Julio Community College. Indeed, actually, he has his own show called the DJ Gingey Show from Fridays from 12:30 to 1:30. Or did I say that right?
Yep.
And actually, I will be going on for a report this week about that, about sports. So catch me Friday at 1:15. So
get your daily dose of news.
Yes, the daily dose of news with DJ Gingey and DJ Big Al. On top of that, Yankees are currently 20-16 and have, like I told you before, like we talked to Mr. Rogers a little while ago, they have a 2.5 game lead over the Red Sox overall and 3 in the loss column. They have one more tonight with the San Diego Padres, a day off, and then 6 straight games on the West Coast with the Sacramento Athletics and the Seattle Mariners. So I would like to take the series tonight. We got Max Fried going for the Yankees tonight against, I'm going to see who's pitching for San Diego-wise. But while you're listening, on top of that, the Red Sox play 2 more with the Texas Rangers. They lost last night 6-1. Looking to bounce back and win tonight. I'll get you the pitching matchups as of right now. There's actually games going on as of right now as we speak.
Yep.
Eric, we got the Nationals up 3-0 over the Cleveland Guardians in the bottom of the 5th. You got the Astros playing the Brewers, no score in the first. And as of right now, we got the Pirates and Cardinals, and then there's Giants Cubs at 2:20 as well. Robbie Ray against Ben Brown. But for the Yankees and Red Sox side of things, we got Dylan Cease against Max Fried tonight. And for the Red Sox side of things, we got Tyler Mahle for the Rangers and Tanner Houck for the Red Sox tonight.
Let's go, Houck. Come on.
I think Houck could use a big start. As of right now, Pat. As of right now, Eric, he has a 6.38 ERA. So I think he's in need for a big start.
He definitely is, for sure, yeah.
So do you think the Sox take the series against the Rangers?
I hope so. I'm always, when it comes to sports or just anything in life, I'm always a very optimistic person. And I always try to remain on like the positive side. So, hopefully that does end up being the case. Hopefully the Sox do take the series. Or if not, at least maybe, get at least a win in there to avoid being swept.
After that, the Red Sox will be playing the Royals in Kansas City for 3 games.
They're going to play the Royals.
But no. So they got the Royals, and then after that, they will be playing the Tigers in Comerica Park.
The Tigers? They're playing the Tigers.
So a couple of tough opponents coming up for both the Red Sox and the Yankees coming up in the next 6 games. So see if both teams can take care of business. And I hope last night the Yankees putting up a 10 spot in the 7th inning motivates them this next week. Because no one expected a 10 runs. I was never expecting a 10-run 7th inning. It was 3-2. Manny Machado's up in the top of the 7th. Tatis has a double to give them the lead. And then after that, I'm like, oh, great, Machado's up. So I wonder what's going to happen now. So when I'm watching, I'm like, great. So what are we going to be down, 6-2 or something like that? But then Fernando Cruz struck him out on 3 pitches. So I was like, that's huge. And then next inning, the Yankees just getting hit after hit after hit after hit. And it just kept going on. And then it capped off with a grand slam by Austin Wells in the to end the 7th inning. So, and the Yankees were down 3-2, and then they put up 10 runs unanswered. So, hopefully that motivates them tonight to take care of business. Fried goes out there and plays well. Aaron Judge hit his 12th home run last night, even though it was a cheap Yankee Stadium home run. I don't know if you saw it. This fan caught it in right field and just put his glove up like this, basically. I know it sounds like normal, whatever. But on top of that, guy caught the ball. It was like a cheapy Yankee Stadium homer, but we'll take it. Like my father said, Judge doing Judge things.
I mean, a home run's a home run.
Yeah, but in any other stadium, it would have been caught. So, but that's the cheap thing about Yankee Stadium. You just never know. So, I'm gonna take my first break, and we'll be back to talk more about Major League Baseball and more things coming up on Midday with the Raj. Stay tuned with DJ Gingey and Big Al. Welcome back to Midday with the Raj. That was Hello by Pop Smoke, and that was Last Breath by Future.
Rest in peace, by the way, Pop Smoke.
Yes, Pop Smoke's a legend. I'm going to do a PSA, and before I let Eric go, because I know he has to get going, did you get that on there, by the way?
Huh?
Did you get that on my...
Oh, that sound?
No, I meant on your thing on my story.
I'm working on it.
All right, no worries. Take Charge. This is a free one-on-one support program to help people 18 plus resiliency, develop coping skills, manage stress, and connect individuals with existing community resources. If you're interested in learning more, please call Starvos at 413-256-0473. All right, so that PSA is done, boss. So I can get back to the script with you.
Yep, got your thing all set too, so you're all good.
Yeah, ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, it is 1:35.
So Eric has about 5 minutes. So we're gonna get. Eric says that the Sox will take 2 out of 3 from the Rangers. We're just gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to the NBA for you, just for your sake, because I know you have to go.
Yeah.
All right. So we mentioned the series earlier. The Pacers are up 2-0 on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Where do you think that series is going?
Let's see. Pacers and Cavs. I mean, just honestly, in my opinion, I think the way how it's been going for the past 2. Let's see. So we got Pacers. They're leading the Cavs 2-0, right?
Yes.
All right. So, you know what? And it's funny because your dad kind of brought up the whole seed thing earlier with the Cavs having a higher seed. with it being 2 games to nothing, it looks like it could be in Indiana's favor. But it's basketball. You never know. Some of these games could go to 7. They could go to 6, 5 even. You never know. You never know what can happen. I'd say as of right now, it's in the Pacers' favor to take the series.
You think the Pacers are going to take the series?
Yes.
Honestly, right now, I'm liking the Pacers' odds. I might go with Pacers in 6. Honestly.
All right.
I'm thinking about
It's
it.
not a bad pick.
They're up 2-0. I think Tyrese Halliburton's on a revenge tour right now, and he's playing insane. So I think he's locked in, and I think the Pacers are just ready to go, dude. I think the Cavs are a little in over their heads here. So on the other side of things, we got the Celtics and Knicks. I know you're a big Boston Celtics fan. What do you use your opinion on the?
Oh man, I have been waiting to get this off my chest. So, all right. So obviously, for those who watched, we know that the game didn't exactly go in Boston's favor. They kept making 3-pointers, and they missed a majority of them. And unfortunately they blew the 20-point lead because of that. But what's really upsetting me, and I don't understand why, people on social media, they're freaking out that the Celtics blew a 20-point lead. It's the playoffs. We get it, but it's not the first time they've done it before. They've lost one game. They've been through way worse, honestly. It's not like they got whooped by New York, and they're playing them tonight. So I'm definitely gonna be watching that game. But like I said before, I'm an optimist. So let's go C's.
What do you think? Celtics and what?
I think honestly, I'm thinking Celtics in 6, or just I don't know, 6. 5, not 7, please. No, those game 7 games. They give us so much. They give us so much anxiety, dude.
Oh, 100%. I think any of the playoff games can give you a lot of anxiety, though.
End it as early as you can.
So Eric thinks Celtics in 5.
5 or 6.
All right, I got Celtics in 5, and I know we have 2 more series to cover: the Thunder and Nuggets. As of right now, the Nuggets are up 1-0. Where is that series going?
Nuggets.
Nuggets and what?
See, Nuggets and I think probably. I'm thinking 6 for this one.
All right.
Let's go chicken nuggets.
Warriors, Timberwolves, last one. I got Warriors in 7. They're up 1-0 as well.
All right, we're gonna see how let's see how the playoffs.
What do you got? Warriors or
how they pan out? It's unfortunately this is a big stain that they're going through with Curry out for 1 game. Maybe it might not be in the Warriors' favor because of Curry being out for 1 game. But
Steph is at least out for 1 week.
So all right, so if it's 1 week, how many games do they got in 1 week?
Probably a few.
All right, so. Honestly, he's one of their best shooters. So if they don't have him,
if not, I would say he's their best shooter. But
yeah, but you never know what could happen.
I think Draymond's, Jimmy Butler, and Buddy Hield's just got to keep stepping up the way they are. So what do you got? You got Warriors or Timberwolves, and how many?
It depends how they do without Curry.
Well, what's your prediction? Who's gonna win it?
All right, so. If they don't do well with Curry, then the Warriors might not take this series. But if they can prove that they'll play fine without him, then hey, maybe it'll be in Golden State's favor.
I think Warriors. I think Warriors in 7. What do you got?
Sorry, what?
I got Warriors in 7. What do you got?
Same.
Warriors in 7. All right, DJ Gingey, thank you for coming on the show. I know you need to get going. I will see you Friday at 1:15. If we can get Professor Pat on here, and you're listening live to 103.5 WCCH, and Professor Pat will be in here in a matter of moments. Thank you for your time, boss, and I will see you Friday. No problem. Maybe tomorrow as well. So.
I'll see you all later. Tune in every Friday, 12:30, 1:30.
You heard it from him first.
Let's go, baby.
The man, the
Let's
myth, the
go.
legend, DJ Gingey is out, but Professor Pat has entered the room, and he is back with another episode for the last 20 minutes.
Class is in session. Although this show has been a great show,
And I'm glad that we had a caller call in as well. That was amazing.
Yeah,
so
shout out
Pat,
Chris Rogers, legend.
Yeah, shout out Chris Rogers, aka / my father.
Woo.
Coming on for a little bit during his lunch break. Shout out to that. And as of right
Legendary.
now, we covered most things. Sox are playing the Rangers. They have 2 more. And then they'll be taking on the Royals and the Tigers the next 6 games. So a little central trip for the Sox coming up. And for
There
the
we go.
Yankees side of things, they have 1 more with the Padres. And then they play the next 6 games out on the West Coast with the Sacramento Athletics and the Seattle Mariners. So, Pat, for a Red Sox side of things, because I know you were a Red Sox fan,
Yeah.
how are the Sox going to do in this stretch coming up?
I think the Sox are going to get hot here. I'm going to say they take maybe 2 out of 3 in the first one, 2 out of 3 in the second. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
So Pat's taking 2 out of 3 in the next 3 series
Damn.
that the Red Sox are playing. Obviously, they're finishing up 2 more games with the Rangers. They have the Royals and then the Tigers after that as well. So we'll see.
Sox
how,
on the up and up. Let's go.
I don't know, Pat. As of right now, the American League East might be the worst division in baseball.
Yeah,
I
it's
know we're
it's
only
pretty
a month
mediocre.
into the season. The Yankees and Red Sox are the only 2 teams with a Red Sox. Actually, as of right now, the Yankees are the only team with a winning record. The Yankees are 20-6. They're not good though. They're at 26. They're not good. But you
No,
know,
it's up-
Sox,
it's up for
Sox are only a
grabs.
game under, and everybody else is just below 500. So I mean,
It's up for grabs, baby. Someone's got to separate themselves from the pack.
no,
Just
I mean,
win, baby, win.
At this rate, Pat, I don't know. I'm so used to the American League East just kicking button.
Yeah.
Right, that's right now. It's not showing. But I mean, like my father said a million times before, they do play 162 games for a reason.
Yep.
So,
Got to play them out.
So 162 got to fight hard like a dog is basically what I think. But on top of that, NHL playoffs, Hurricanes, Capitals. Hurricanes are up 1-0. We got the Oilers and the Golden Knights, and we have as of right now the Maple Leafs and I just mentioned the Maple Leafs who they are. No, the Oilers are taking on the Golden Knights. Maple Leafs are playing the Panthers. That's right. And the Stars are taking on the Jets. Pat, I know you don't really pay attention a lot to the NHL. Neither do I. I just like to mention it for ha-has and just mention it for the script as well.
Why not?
But, Pat, you know what? What do you think's going to happen? The final 8 for both the NBA and NHL. We will get to the NBA last. But for the NHL, final 8, who's going to take it?
Okay, wait, one more time. Let's go series by series. One series at a time. Who's
We're
up
going
first?
Hurricanes, Capitals, first series.
Hurricanes, Capitals. I'm going to say the Capitals take it. And you want to know why? Alex Ovechkin, one of the greatest players of all time, broke Gretzky's scoring record. He's going to keep the train rolling. Caps take it.
Yeah.
See ya. Next.
Broke the greatest goal scorer in the entire NHL history.
Number 1, baby. Woo!
Oilers, Golden Knights.
Warriors, Golden Knights. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm going to say Golden Knights, baby.
You know,
Vegas.
I'll pick 2. I don't really know much, but I'll pick I will take the Capitals over the Hurricanes.
All right, all right.
I'll take the Oilers over the Golden Knights, and I will take the Panthers over the hated Maple Leafs.
Oh, I'm definitely riding the Panthers on that one, for sure.
I will take the Stars to beat the Jets as well.
All right, I'll take the Jets on that one. Make it interesting.
Oh, going a little anti-pick-wise over
Yeah, a little contrarian LaBelle,
Let's
as
see
they've
how-
always
let's
called
see
me.
how it's going over here.
Yeah.
Maybe a little competition. Maybe
A friendly wager or something. I don't know. Off the
maybe
record.
Whoever wins the whole pick thing takes them to like Buffalo Wild Wings or something.
Oh,
like that.
oh, just saying, just putting it out
Done
there.
that in the past. Well, we were supposed to in high school, but shout out Kevin Daly, my
Hey.
assistant principal in high school, that we were supposed to go there after graduation. Yet it's still has not happened yet.
Oh, so we're watching you, Kevin.
We are watching you a little bit, boss.
Come on, wake up.
Now, when it comes to the NFL draft takeaways.
Oh, and shout out Tina and Pete at Westfield.
Oh,
Woo.
yes. Pete
Westfield
Coles.
Tech. Pete Coles, living
Yes.
legend. Woo.
And as of right now, NFL draft takeaways, I know we covered last week most of it, but it's hard to say. But I just saw on the NFL on Fox, the strength of schedule, the Giants have the hardest. Number
Ooh.
1, I just saw on Instagram a few minutes ago.
How did that happen?
The schedule's supposed to, I don't know, schedule's supposed to come out next week. So,
I guess that's like what your dad was saying, though, because you don't really know if it's going to be the hardest. Teams change
that's
year
what
to
they
year.
just said. Just because they say that doesn't mean it's actually true.
Yeah, it's
you
all
have to
based
wait
on
until
last year.
everybody's schedule comes out. So
Yeah.
you can't just say, "Oh, they have it. Oh, NFL Fox did this." No, you can't do that. until
Yeah, you
see
don't
it.
know.
So
You don't know.
I mean, but draft takeaways: New England pretty darn good draft. Getting the players they needed, Will Campbell especially, is going to help out big time in the offensive line. Do you think that Will Campbell will be the stud that you have seen in the highlights, brother?
I think so. I think this is going to be a big year for the Pats. I'm going to say the Pats make the playoffs this year. I won't say Super Bowl.
I like it.
I won't say Super Bowl.
I do like it.
But I'll say they eke into the playoffs, and that'd be a realistic goal for them.
All right. Giants are Giants. I don't know. I just want to see them improve this year. I just want to see them, develop a little bit more. See how they do in the upcoming season. Of course, getting Jackson Dart, of course, having Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston to help Jackson Dart. Hopefully, teach him well as well. Go there. But draft takeaways. The Giants had a pretty decent draft. I like the way things handled. So I just want to see how they go from now on till the start of the season.
I gotta say, Big Al, I really like what the Giants are doing with kind of getting the old veterans in there. Good mentors to have around the young guys.
I hope Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston can be those type of guys, because that's what they're going to be there to do. If the Giants aren't really playing well to start the season, you're going to see Jackson Dart. So that means I want to see how they do with the Mikes helping him out while he's playing.
No doubt.
I mean, I'm interested to see. It's gonna be fun. I like the way it's going so far. Seems like they're very excited. So, let's see how Russell Wilson does, obviously, to start the season. Veteran quarterback, former Seattle Seahawks, former Denver Bronco.
Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, as well. I can't forget about that. On top of that, Pete Carroll was his coach his entire career until he went to Denver with Sean Payton.
True.
I mean, I wonder how he's a veteran guy. Same with Jameis Winston, but Jameis is going to be the third string. So, I mean, he's a veteran. He's good. I just wonder if he still has that dog in him. I'm honestly questioning that. I hope Wilson will be, for the money that we gave him for the couple years that he's there. Same with Winston, if he gets a chance to play, if things really go downhill. I don't want to talk like that, but if things really go downhill, I want to see how all three of those guys do. And Tommy DeVito will probably get put on the practice squad. So, because he can't hold 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I'm gonna be intrigued to see what the Giants do this season.
I wonder if they'll even keep the 3. What do you think?
What's up?
Do you think they might cut one before the start of the season? Is that crazy talk?
I don't entirely know for sure.
Still seems like a crowded quarterback room.
It's an interesting quarterback room with plethora of different athletes. So, on top of that, like I said, I'm intrigued to see what the Giants do, this season. So we have about 12 minutes, and we're going to go to the NBA. I think that's why I wanted to keep that for last. I think you heard Mr. Rogers' picks. You heard Eric's picks. So, what do you got, boss?
Wait, let's go through again one by one. Well, let's start with the Celtics. How about?
Celtics-Knicks, game 2 tonight.
All right, Celtics definitely going to take this one. Low-key have to take this one.
I think
keep
the Knicks
the series
just
going.
getting a little too cocky, man. It's just they acted like they won the finals because they lost every game to them in the regular season. They acted like they won the finals, and I feel like that's going to come back to bite them. I think the Celtics are going to win the next 4 games and win the series in 5.
That's bold. I'm feeling confident. I think the C's are going to bounce back tonight, but I'm going to say season 6.
You're going to see season 6?
Season 6. I think the Knicks will sneak out one more.
The Knicks will salvage another game, and then the Celtics just take care of the rest.
I got to say, though, they lose tonight. Hit the panic button. Hit the panic button, folks.
I don't think they're going to lose tonight.
I'd be shocked.
I think the performance that happened last game's got to be sieged out of the way and just...
Clean slate. Wake up, Celtics. Wake up.
Game 2 is tonight at TD Garden at 7 o'clock on TNT. The Celtics look to even the series, while the Knicks look to go up 2-0 on Boston. On the other side of things, the Cavaliers blew a lead last night, and the Indiana Pacers, like my father said, the underdogs.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton, 2-0, and hit a game-winning shot last night.
There you go.
The Cavaliers. Crazy about all this. My father said this earlier. Games aren't on paper.
No.
Here's the other thing.
Got to play the game.
Just because the teams are 1 and 2 seed. Like the Celtics and Cavs right now are 1 and 2. You never know what can happen in playoff sports.
No. You wipe the records clean.
It's right. Records mean zilch.
Yep.
The minute the season ends.
Yep.
That's the thing. You never know.
Nope.
As of right now, the Pacers are up 2-0, and their next game's Friday.
What? Oh, that was to go up 2-0?
Yeah.
Oh, panic button for the Cavs. Big
Cavaliers are in
time.
trouble.
That's what we were talking about earlier. I think maybe last week. The Cavs aren't battle tested. So, I mean, this is a real, all right, now or never for you. My
I
God.
think Donovan Mitchell and those guys over there got to wake up.
It might just be over for them. Sheesh.
I
Two
mean,
zip.
Maybe it could be a rematch of last year when the Celtics played the Pacers in the East Finals.
Weren't those both at home, too?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Cavs are hashtag done. Book
So
it.
what do you got? What do you got for the series?
I'm gonna say Pacers. I'm gonna say Pacers in 5.
You said Celtics in 6, Pacers in 5. I got actually. You know what, Pat? I'm with you.
All right.
No. I'm going Pacers in 6.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
take Pacers in 6, and I'm going to take the Nuggets with an upset over the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I like that pick too. What's that series at?
1-0.
Who?
Nuggets.
I'm definitely gonna agree with that one.
I think, and obviously I'm not the owner.
The Joker man.
I'm not the owner of the NBA, but if I was, Jokic would be winning the MVP without a doubt. The only reason why he's getting the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is for them to make more money.
Yeah, I don't think that's a crazy conspiracy. All about that bread.
Stats are obvious too. Jokic drops triple doubles religiously every game,
He's one of the most
You pay
humble
attention.
superstars too. It's pretty cool.
and makes a lot of full court shots. Seen that as well.
Yeah, he can do it all. Amazing player.
I'm going Nuggets in 6, dude. I think they're gonna knock off the number 1 seed Thunder. I know this is kind of a stretch, and I can't really change my pick. I'm telling you right now, I might look back at this next week, and maybe the Nuggets do actually take this, dude. Like seriously.
I think I'm gonna follow your pick. I'll say Nuggets in 6 too.
No, seriously.
Not to just hop on the train, but
So on the last side of things, I'm going to mention some news before I get to Golden State. They are
Okay.
up 1-0, but Steph Curry is expected to miss 1 week with a left groin hamstring.
uh-oh.
He's expected to miss 1 week. And as a Warriors fan, I'm a little panicked right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a big one. That's a big one.
Because if he misses 1 week, he's missing most of the series. So
And you know it's serious because a lot of times guys will push through in the playoffs.
now Jimmy Butler, if you remember last series, was out 1 game, but then he came back. I thought his was going to be serious because the way he landed wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
And then Steph was like tweaking, like after a few minutes in the game or when it happened, and I'm like,
You wonder if they base it off how the team is doing. There's got to be some element of
here's
that.
the other thing though. Here's the question: Can Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and Buddy Hield keep holding their own? That's the thing. The way they're playing lights out. And ever since Jimmy Butler, at first when I saw this trade, I was questioning this a little bit.
Okay.
I was like, okay, this is interesting because he's a locker room guy and he's older. And here's the other thing. Prove me exactly wrong.
There you go.
He's been playing outstanding so far.
He's a tough dude.
And
I like
he is
him.
a tough dude. On top of that, can those three guys, and obviously Pajemski and Quentin Post and Moses Moody and Looney and all those guys, can they really hold their own without Steph in the lineup?
That's definitely the storyline.
Now, last night, they did a pretty darn good job handling that last night. Last night, they didn't really seem to have a problem when they won by, I don't know, it was like, what was it, like 14-15 or something like that last night?
Something like that.
Around there.
I don't exactly know.
They weren't having an issue. Clearly, they took advantage last night. And here's the thing. Another thing that's not really talked about. Experience matters. The amount of time you've been in the playoffs matters.
Totally.
Golden State's just been like that for, like, a while. Now, granted, they've had a lot of help. But they've been there, like, every time, basically.
Yeah.
So,
I always feel like I kind of lean towards the teams that have been there before because the playoffs is a different beast. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the lights and the storylines, but the teams who've been there before tend to, I think, do a little bit better than the newer teams. But then again, all those veteran teams were the newer team at one point. So I guess you never know.
I mean, at one
You
point.
never know.
But I got Golden State. I'm taking Golden State in 7.
I like it.
You know, I think we're going to have a little bit of our hands full not having Steph. It's like what Jimmy said last night. Not having Steph makes a huge difference. So
Yeah, I'm not going to be a troll. I'll go Warriors in 7 too. But yeah, it's really something to keep an eye on. How are you going to do without your star?
That's the thing, you know. You gotta adapt with it. You know, you gotta lock in and you gotta be prepared because, you know, not having Steph. I mean, at least that's not the only guy that, you know, he's a big part. You know, he's our star guy, but, you know, having this extra help with Draymond, Jimmy, Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, Pajensky, Quentin Post, Kevin Looney, the list goes on.
There's no iron team.
I know Gary Payton is hurt right now, but you know, he's dealing with something as well. But just to add on to the list, like, they have more guys. It's not just him.
It's the team, as I've always said.
Just keep grinding it, obviously. I mean, I'd like to go up 2-0 going back to Golden State. That'd be huge. Especially not having Steph. Going up 2-0 is a W instead of splitting. Because even if they do split, it is what it is. But I'd like to, obviously you want to go up 2-0. Going back to your home court would be huge. Especially against the Timberwolves. Timberwolves aren't a cupcake, dude.
No, look at they knocked off Braun.
They're not a cupcake team. I mean,
no, they proved it first round.
Anthony Edwards is a young guy. Rudy Gobert is a great player. I mean, Draymond's gonna have to deal with Rudy Gobert, so that's gonna be interesting. And you know, it's not like these guys are bums, bro.
No.
I mean, I want to say Golden State in 7 because that's just a logical answer. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, but on top of it, I look at it and I'm like, we could. And like Pat and I have said, like Mr. Rogers said, like Eric said, experience matters. So, I mean, especially in the postseason. So, it'll be interesting to see how these series go. And it is 157. I know I went a little bit overboard, but
good analysis. Good analysis.
Show, and we'll be back next week. And I plan on getting back into this next semester, Pat, actually, as well. So,
let's make it happen.
even if it doesn't work financially, I just come here for free and do it. I don't even care at this point.
Love of the game, baby.
So,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you've done an awesome job. I'll talk you up a little bit. Midday with the Raj been a total success. It's been awesome to see you grow, Big
next
Al.
week, thank you. Next week, I'll have Pat back on again, and DJ Catlow will be coming on for her second episode.
Let's go, DJ Catlow.
I'm sure she'll do a Philadelphia Eagles update. But other than that,
the grand finale.
Have a good rest of your week. We got Laugh Now, Cry Later by Drake and Little Durk, and then we have Young, Wild, and Free by Snoop, Pharrell Williams, and what's am I missing? Snoop, Pharrell Williams, and Wiz Khalifa. Have a good one.
Let's go. Peace.